I'm Sarah.
And I'm Joe. If someone in your family has a mental health difficulty, maybe it's a parent, then you may experience a whole lot of different feelings about it.
And these feelings can range from good everyday feelings that you have just hanging out or having fun with that person, through to times when you might be feeling worried about them or yourself, or confused, or even a bit frightened about what's going on.
So it's really important that you make sure you look after yourself.
And to get you started on that, here are some tips and some things to think about. Taking care of you. Important things you should know.
So here's a quick list of things you should know.
It's not your fault. You didn't cause it.
It's not your job to make it better either.
And you are not alone with this. There are many young people who have a parent that struggles with their mental health.
It's okay to have feelings about what's going on. Try to talk with an adult or someone that you trust. Do things that you enjoy. Try to balance helping out your family with other things in your life, especially things that are important to you and that you enjoy.
So let's go into a bit more detail on these, starting with, it's not your fault. Someone may have said something, or you might believe things that make you think that what's going on with your parent is your fault. But that's not the case.
You can't cause someone to have mental health problems. Mental health difficulties change how the brain works, its chemical balances, and sometimes its structure. This leads to changes in the way people with these difficulties think, feel, and behave.
Just like the body can become unwell, so too can the mind. The good news is that you can't catch a mental health problem like you can catch, say, a cold.
Okay, next on the list is, it's not your job to make it better.
People with mental health difficulties have lots of things they can choose to do to work towards getting better. So you can't make your parent better by doing stuff or by changing who you are. That doesn't mean that you can't help out, but we'll talk about that a bit more later.
Next thing to remember, you are not alone.
So there are other kids just like you, maybe even in your class or peer group, who have a parent with mental health issues.
They might want to keep that private and not talk about it, but there will be others around you who have a parent with mental health difficulties. They may find it hard to talk about, or they may be managing okay, with support from people that they do talk to.
Next, it's okay to have feelings about what's going on.
You might feel confused, worried, or angry, or sad, or embarrassed at times. They're your feelings, and you're not being disloyal or selfish by having them. You're entitled to feel whatever way you feel about it. It's your unique experience, and it's important.
Which leads into the next point. Try to talk with an adult you trust, especially about what's going on for you. That could be a parent, a family friend, or school counsellor or teacher.
Don't bottle it up. Find somewhere safe to get it out, so that the hard feelings don't build up. And if you can't think of someone, then the Childline Helpline is a good place to start.
They have people specially trained to talk about what's going on and how you feel about it, and it's a confidential service. It doesn't have to be a crisis to call them. Their number is on screen.
Sometimes, it might feel like it's all just too much. That's the time when it's really important to talk to someone about what's going on for you.
You might also be thinking that you want to talk to your parent with the mental health difficulty about what's happening. You don't have to, of course, but if you did, a good way to start is to find a time when it feels okay to say something like, "I've noticed that you seem to be really sad lately and I'm worried. Can we talk about what's going on?"
Sad may not be the right word. Choose a word or description that fits. You might say angry, anxious, worried, crying a lot, staying in bed a lot. Describe whatever you notice.
Another important tip is to create time that's just for you, so you can do things that you enjoy. It's important to have fun and not feel guilty about it.
Last point. It's okay to help out around the house. Helping out is what we do in families, but make sure you balance it with other things that are important in your life, like seeing friends, hobbies, schoolwork, and having fun. If these things are getting hard for you to do, or you feel overwhelmed when you try to do them, then reach out and talk to someone.
You might hear other people say things about mental health that are just hurtful or just plain wrong. Sometimes people don't understand what they haven't experienced.
So even though a lot of families have someone with a mental health difficulty, it's something that doesn't get talked much about. So some people might not understand what you're going through.
And if you are being teased or bullied because your parent has a mental health difficulty, then talk to a teacher or a school counsellor.
There's a lot of other information that you might find helpful on yourmentalhealth.ie, and there are other videos on this website that explain a little about parental mental health and recovery that you might want to watch.
So take care of yourself.